Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Day of the Video. Darren, how's it going today? Today, we're at work. We're here super early. I don't know why. I'm even earlier than normal. One just bloody appeared in the car park. But yeah, so got up this morning, headed on into work. We're here super early. Today is going to be a long day, working on the thing I'm working on still. Not much exciting happening, particularly. Except for the fact that I'm changing tact on my own project. Also, I'm going to be doing lots of programming today because when I get home, Laura is going to be, she's heading out for drinks with some work friends. So I'm going to be on my own until quite late. So I'm going to get lots of programming done before she gets home. Look at how like strange the lighting is, look. It's like really purple. Isn't that really weird? The sky is like such an aggressive lilac. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, we are back home from work. Laura isn't coming. Laura's like staying out for drinks and dinner with some work friends, so I'm making my own dinner. It's sad, it's really sad eating on your own. So I have some shepherd's pie in the oven, and then I've got carrots, and then I think I've got frozen veg. Gravy, I don't know, I thought we got other kind of veg. Well, apparently not. Because I mean, we've got sausage and veg. We've got toad in the hole on I turned in the hole on Sunday and we've got no veg apart from carrots. And you know what? It's fucking late, man. It's like nearly 8 o'clock and Laura's not back yet. This is crazy. We've been working a little bit, watched a couple of YouTube videos. Right, okay. I am currently working on my fucking process running thing. The problem always lies with having to kill the process afterwards. Slash also control how long I wait for it. Yeah. So I am going through that at the moment. Work today was actually quite good. We've got into lots of discussions about testing and what kind of testing is relevant. Someone tried to argue that unit testing wasn't relevant and we should integration test instead. And I'm like, so that was quite interesting. Also got lots of work done, merged in the last thing that needed merging, which is waiting for the build to go green, so, well, green. Not have any more failing tests. Then we are hoping to move on with our lives, basically. We're going to have to do a data merge and stuff, and then I would have merged a customer onto a new product. So, that's interesting. What else? That's about it, to be honest with you. Obviously doing my own programming stuff. Came home, Dad rang, had dinner was nice, and I've been programming, like I say. It's been a fun one. I don't know what the bay's doing though, that's the problem. That is the props at the moment. Right. I need to just pick a fucking way of doing this and do it. I'm now looking. It's because I want to reduce. The problem is, I want to reduce the amount of code that isn't unit testable to an absolute bare minimum. Like literally I want them to essentially be calls to other things. So like file.create, that is not tested because I can't possibly test that, but that is in a method on its own. So I'm not having huge amounts of success because I keep going down routes. Right, at the moment then I'm returning a handler which contains the process. A process proxy. The proxy is running. I'm redirecting. Oh no! Wait, hang on. Never mind. It's also I'm trying to do it asynchronously. I'm trying to have like asynchronous tasks that do stuff, and it's irritating. The problem is I essentially have to keep polling the thread to make sure to see when it's finished. Whereas obviously the best thing to do would be to have an event to say, hey, by the way, finished, guys. That's the advantage of that event system, because it can then go, oh, bam, I've done. Guys, I'm finished. But then if you're going to do that, then, like, how much do you want to do, you know? Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that this is me waiting. Look, here we go, waiting for builds. Starts all the processes. Well, no, technically it started the processes before it said waiting for builds. But starts the processes, returns tasks, starting processes, waiting for process to finish. So it's returning the task out and then waiting for it somewhere else. That's how I'm managing it now. And then it goes, this process is finished, process finished, process, and then it's like, bam, all finished. I believe I don't know for a fact, but underneath all of that, it's also doing builds. I'm yet to know whether or not I can use the .NET CLI compiler more than once at a time. If I can't, then this will be a bit more synchronous, but it'll be like hidden synchronicity. At the moment, it's just like fucking firing at it, so it's going to be interesting. I think, because it's bloody fast, this compiler, it's got to be said. Guys, it works in parallel. It's literally like huge. Like, the time savings that I'm going to have now that I can run that parallel is ridiculous. Firstly, the build takes only 8 seconds. I can run it in parallel, which granted isn't going to be like, I'm not going to be able to do 10 builds in 8 seconds, but it's going to be like close. It's not going to be 10 builds in 80 seconds. The performance gain for this is absolutely ridiculous. It's worth pointing out, the only reason I've got this performance gain is because I'm using the .NET compiler rather than not the .NET compiler, .NET CLI, not MS Build. MS Build isn't parallel, but that is insane. So I could build and turn around the project so fast. And the best part, the absolute best part about this compiler, like, it is ridiculously fast and ridiculously good. If I change something in a project and then recompile, it knows if it does or does not have to compile a project. So if I change something in this project over here and it only talks to itself and no one else talks to it at all, only this one has to compile. That is fucking ace. That is a huge, huge advantage. It's absolutely massive. Like, this project, the key thing about this is being able to run multiple processes as fast as possible across as many different machines as possible. And being able to run, like, one of the biggest problems with my previous one was the fact that every single time it would compile, it would do everything so fast, multi-threaded, and then it would hit a compiler and then it would join a queue and it would wait. And it'll sit here and it'll go, okay, oh, is it mine go? Is it mine go? Okay, compile me, compile everything. Cool, and then it'll like blitz off and get all of its results, and then it'll go through to the test runner, which will be, the test run is going to be parallel now. Oh, I've closed PowerShell. I can't bother to open it again. Assuming that I don't go with my own test runner, which I'm strongly considering writing my own test runner, for reasons. Assuming that the test runner, as it stands, can do its job and can kill itself if it needs to, / has clever ways of killing itself if it needs to, then that would be absolutely insane. Because, actually, if you use the .NET compiler, you don't have to compile before you run the tests, because you run it, you just go in, you'd be like, hey, .NET tests, and it will go, done, don't need to compile anything. It checks whether or not it needs to compile before it runs the tests, which is fucking cool, because it means that I don't have to do the step before. I still am doing the step before. Like, the time, it doesn't lose me much time doing compilation test rather than just test, but either way, that's really cool as well. Something that can come in handy later, but I'm thinking about writing my own test runner, so mainly for performance, mainly for timing reasons. Infinite loops need to be spotted and killed. I tried to write my own test runner last time, but I got stumped because I used Microsoft Fakes, and supporting Microsoft Fakes without MS Test is an absolute mother. Yeah, so anyway, this is a rough and ready solution so far. I haven't even got the output out from the .NET thing yet, but I thought, fuck it, fucking proof of concept, we're just going to get it done, we're going to get through. Now I'm going to go back and tidy it all up, make it all pretty. It's like 9:15. I'm thinking about calling Laura and figuring out if she's okay. I'm starting to worry, man. Don't worry, guys. Got her back. It's cool. But I've just come back and I've seen... I'm about to move into the office because my battery's dying. But I've seen the news that Apple, because obviously Microsoft had their conference yesterday releasing the new Surfaces, kind of. and Apple have finally updated their MacBook Pro. Hashtag ad. But this is their website, right? So it's got this bar here. Now, obviously, removing these keys away is almost sacrilege. I don't like that idea. I like those keys. So they have this bar, right? Where you can, like, it's touch control, so you can do things like you can scroll through video, like just go like this, or you can like pick settings and stuff in different apps, which is all great. But do you not think that if, like, you're reaching over the right, so you're on the mouse, you're typing away, and then you reach up here to do some scrolling around? I don't know if this is me because I have touchscreen computers, but like, are you just naturally just going to go like that though? Like, you've gone from here all the way to there. So you're not going to try and touch the screen and then it's going to remind you battery's going dead. But yeah, I think having a touchscreen here and not here is just going to emphasise the fact that this isn't a touchscreen and it should be. And I don't think having this here is enough to replace the fact that this isn't a touchscreen, and it will just highlight the fact that it isn't, you know? So ladies and gentlemen, they are my early predictions for the new MacBook Pro. I genuinely think if you're going to lean over the keyboard to touch something there, you may as well touch the screen. Like, I don't know if it's because I have a laptop where I can touch the screen, but if I'm reaching that far and I'm touching stuff, so they show like a demo where like you're in a messaging app and then you can press a button and then scroll through emojis, right? So if you're the kind of person who does that kind of shit, so you scroll through the emojis, you pick your emoji, you press it, and then I think you'd be more likely to lift your finger up to press the send button on the screen than you would be to use your finger to go back to the keyboard to press enter or to go to the mouse again. So I think it's just gonna kind of like encourage you to touch the screen and not get a reward for it because the screen's not a touch screen. I don't know why, but yeah, who knows? It's probably me because I actually have and use a touchscreen laptop. I guess people who don't have touchscreen laptops aren't in the habit of touching the screen anyway, so. But I think this will make them have that habit. Anyway, also, like, the two big events for computers this year, the Microsoft's yesterday and Apple's today, are a bit boring, aren't they? Well, no, okay, Microsoft's was pretty fucking cool, to be fair, but I don't know who's going to buy that. I don't think I gave you a turn on it. The Surface Studio, which Microsoft announced yesterday, fuck knows who's going to buy that. Like, you have to literally be a designer or an artist to want to buy that, because if you do things like motion graphics, it's not going to be powerful enough. Because it's not got like a mazeballs graphics card, and you can't put a better graphics card in. And it's priced at like $3,000, which is fucking crazy. If you're spending $3,000 on a computer, you probably want more power than that. I would, but it does look pretty fucking dope. So, like, Microsoft essentially, like, they did a spec upgrade for the Surface Book. So the Surface Book 2, there's now just a Surface Book i7, which is like the 2, and it's like a beast compared to the old one, which is still a beast. Surface Pro 4, there was no Surface Pro 5, and then they released this fucking swaggy as balls computer. And then Apple just kind of like released an app for their Apple TV, which no one gives a fuck about. And really it should just be the Apple TV, not the app. But and then just a MacBook Pro, which I believe has last year's processors in, doesn't even have the new processors, which seems silly. But you know, I guess they don't want to sync up with Intel's release cycle, because then they'd sync up with everyone else's release cycle for Windows. I don't know. But okay. So what's been going on? I got Laura. She rung me about like 9:15, so not long after I talked to you. She rung me. I headed on into town to pick her up. She picked National Roadwork Day, because the motorway was closed, so I went down Gloucester Road and it was just roadworks, traffic lights, it was horrendous. It was so hard getting there. But brought her back here. She had some beans on toast because she hasn't had any dinner. Went to bed at about 10 to 11, I think. And I wasn't tired because I've been going to bed at 1 for a while now, so I'm in the zone for it. I wasn't tired. I didn't really have much to do. But I went back in to my code, refactored it, got it all nice and clean, got it all nice and like well tested and all structured and stuff, and now it's literally just a case of building the results. Well, no, it's not literally. Building the results out, doing this, doing that. I have to manage exceptions and cancellation of the process, but that's for another day. I'm going to just try and get like happy days green results out for now, and then I'll look into exceptions in a bit, so I'm excited about that. Otherwise, that's about all, ladies and gentlemen, for today. Been a productive day, so I've felt like I've got a lot done today. I've also logged a ridiculous amount of hours. Like, the advantage of Laura not being here in the evening is I do a lot more work. I get so much programming done. Because basically I work solidly from like at the very earliest, like the very latest, like 7:30 through to 1. Whereas otherwise I kind of don't work until 11, basically. So I only get like 2 hours done night, whereas today I've got fucking loads. I've already logged 8 hours of work, programming work, outside of work this week. And I aim for 7.5 for my project, which is like an hour a night a day, which to be fair, every week I've hit 10 or above. But 8, and it's Thursday night / Friday morning. That's pretty fucking sick. Right, it's 1:10. I'm gonna head to bed. Tomorrow, Friday, get that Friday feeling. So, yeah, I'll go to sleep. Catch you later.